Oh, hey, welcome back to Blockhead's Corner. I know it's a little bit late. It took me a little while to get this uploaded. But since you're here, what I will do is, since this is day 22 of the Vlogmas Challenge, we're getting close to the end. Maybe I can end these next couple of days with some. I gave some tips on my last one that were supposed to be taken with a grain of salt. In other words, do I really have the four pillars of marriage? No. What I can tell you is that a marriage is very much both of you are not on a contract, you're on a covenant, and you're on the same mission to glorify our Heavenly Father as a man and woman till death do us part. So, what I want to share with you is this. There's a lot of you that are um, entrepreneurs that are doing this 25-day challenge. I consider myself an investor, and there's the same thing we have to consider in both of those realms is that there are very much many con men amok. There are many, those woods are full of con men, whether you're talking entrepreneurship, starting a business, or in my case, buying shares of a business until you can probably buy the entire business and then think yourself like the owner of that business. That's kind of what I wanted to get to tonight was we have to be careful on who we buy into. And I'll simply give you a story that I heard once by one of the greatest minds ever in talk radio, and his name was Earl Nightingale. Before there was a Tony Robbins, before there was even Paul Harvey started doing his online speaking, there was a guy who did a recording called The Strangest Secret. And he went on to do a couple of more other talks that are out there that are easy to find on YouTube. And one thing he shared was a story about just following the follower without checking your references. So the story goes that there's this jewelry store that has a big clock in their window. And every day there's a gentleman who would come by and adjust his watch to make sure that it matched up with the clock. Sorry about the ice maker going off in there. Startled the dogs a little bit. Show must go on, right? But this guy would always stop in front of the window and adjust his watch to the clock in the window. And one day, as the owner of the jewelry store is sweeping up the front, he sees the guy stop and does the same thing. And he asks him, just out of curiosity, "Why do you set your watch to my clock every night?" He says, "Well, I'm the foreman over at the big plant, and I want to make sure when I blow the quitting whistle that my time is correct." The jewelryman just stopped and went, "Funny enough, I've been setting my watch by that quitting whistle for the last 20 years. Both of these men were doing something very logical, seems like. It seems like, okay, that would be a great way to go across, but they could have been off by a couple of hours. Worse, they could have been off by a couple of weeks. So I simply ask you to check your references. Try not to play the unrewarding game that is follow the follower. I share that with you guys for Vid Houston Vlogmas 25-Day Challenge. Maybe it's something that you want, maybe not. Maybe it's something you already know. But the simple adage is that we've got entrepreneurs, we got investors, and those woods are full of con men. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Who's that one guy on Instagram that's got his own clothing line, and yet he's promising everybody that buys from his store that he'll pay you like $12,000, and he always films that? Yeah, you kind of need to be your own whistleblower on things like that. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Oh, I've got this book that will help you gain millions in trading online in stocks. All you got to do is pay shipping and handling, and I'll give it straight to you. Okay. We have to look for these things, right? And these people that we think are useful citizens, they're misleading you on purpose. So always check your references. Don't follow the follower, and Earl Nightingale will be proud of you, since I'm carrying something over and coattailing what he used to say. Either way, that's 4 minutes and maybe some nuggets of wisdom thrown in there. And I don't have the answer to a great marriage, but if you want a good chuckle, you can go back and watch my other episode. Thank you for sticking with me. We got 3 days left of this Vlogmas Challenge. It's been fun. We'll see you tomorrow, Vid Houston.